The Animated Anarchy series presents The Animated Hour of Power.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. Apparently, we're all watching the same thing on television because we all have our hands on our heads.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is Animated Hour of Power, episode number 23. We're going to try to focus, even though the Buffalo Bills are blowing a playoff game right now. This is Animated Hour of Power, episode 23, part of the Animated Anarchy series. I am, of course, your host, Dutchie, joined as always by Money E.
What up? What up?
Also, Sean is here.
What's up?
And Money E's BFF, Wildcard Dave, is here.
Go Bills.
Yeah. Yeah. If they don't shape up, they're gonna have to go home.
Oh, you mean those 3 points that they just gave Denver? Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have just kneeled it. I don't know why they didn't kneel it.
What a real MVP quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. That was like, I mean, he's trying to play hero ball, and it's already like they're down
10.
They're down 10.
It could have been down 7 going to halftime.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, they're a second half team, so we'll see. All right. Tonight's matches here for the Animated Anarchy series, stage 2. We got the Tick taking on Teen Titans Go. By the way, if either one gets swept, they're going to be in that bottom of the barrel territory. They'll have -20. We have Samurai Pizza Cats taking on the EXOSQUAD. By the way, if either one of them sweep, they're going to be in that upper echelon territory. Let that sink in. That Samurai Pizza Cat, we spent a lot of time crapping on when we did the Cartoon Classic, and which we thought was not going to succeed here in the Animated Anarchy series. They have an opportunity to not only go 2-0, but possibly sweep and be in the upper echelon, which Dave's okay with now because he just realized that they were originally an anime. Also, we have 7 Deadly Sins taking on Solo Leveling. If either one of them sweep, then they're going to be in the upper echelon. And the main event is SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron, taking on Captain Planet and the Planeteers. If SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron, gets to sweep in the main event, they're going to be in the upper echelon. So a lot on the line here for these shows. For those of you that have never seen the show before, it's going to be we're going to have 5 categories picked by the randomizer. These guys are going to judge whatever those 5 categories are. If you win 3-0, it's 30 points. 3-1 is 20. 3-2 is 10. 5 for the loser. And if you are swept, then you lose 10 points. Go ahead. We'll share the screen here. All right. Can everybody see the screen?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go. 1 click. And, well, Sean, your favorite's on the board.
I like this one. This is a decent lineup. I actually like it.
All right, so we have humor, fan base, or humor, merch, fan base, originality, and animation.
We haven't had originality in a while, have we?
If we've had it, we haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
Dave, how do we feel?
It could be better.
I'm loving it.
Are you saying that because animation style is the last category?
Maybe. I just like, I don't know, merch, fan base. To me, a lot of that coincides with those 2 categories. So I don't really like them back to back like that. That's really my only picking with this lineup.
Okay. Sean, how do you feel?
I like the first one. The rest of them kind of just for not like, to crap on the topics themselves, just the lineup we're doing them in.
or for the some of the shows. It's like,
So Eric's all gun ho about the lineup, and the other two are not very happy. So, all right.
Somebody had to love it.
Yeah. All right. So
I think you only love it because Sean didn't.
Well, he would have changed his tune about loving it if he would have heard your singing first.
Yep. True.
All right. So we are going to start. Our first matchup here is the Tick versus Teen Titans Go. The Tick 0-1, negative 10 points in the division of Tim Friel. Teen Titans Go 0-1, negative 10 points in the division of Kevin Johnston, who is my sister's fiance. Both shows not good, at least not doing good, so good so far. If either one of them gets swept, they're in the bottom of the barrel territory. We start with humor. Who was the more humorous show? Eric, you're going to start.
I got Tick. I feel like that was meant for more laughter, and from what I read, I picked Tick.
All right. So Eric's got a Tick. He's probably got to get that checked. All right. Sean, go ahead.
I also put the Tick down for this one. It was funnier than Teen Titans Go for me.
Okay.
Yep.
I felt like the humor was more just, it came easier to laugh at the Tick than it felt more forced in Teen Titans.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Dave?
Yeah, I'm going with the Tick. I thought it was. I thought they did pretty good. It's like they had a good delivering approach. I feel good one-liners. Their characters were kind of witty at times with their comebacks and stuff like that. Teen Titans, it wasn't. It was more of like brain rot comedy humor than anything.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. So the Tick is up 1-0. And the two more, and then they sweep, and then it sends Teen Titans go into the bottom of the barrel territory. We move on to merch. And who had the better merchandise? Dave, we're going to start with you.
I'm gonna go with the Tick here. Even though I know Teen Titans Go sold more merch, I believe that the merch for the Tick is more valuable. So for that reason, I'm going with the Tick.
Yeah. There's a lot. You can find a lot of the Ticks, especially their action figures out there, because people are always selling them. The thing is that they don't really go for a lot of money. So people are always trying to sell them, but they don't always.
There's a couple certain ones that were like limited editions that I seen that were a little more pricey.
Okay.
Compared to the Teen Titans Go thing, where all of them are pretty cheap and easy, accessible to get. They don't really have limited edition parts like the Tick had.
Okay. All right, Eric.
I went the opposite. From what I read and researched, it seemed like Teen Titans has more, so more, and I think they still continue to sell.
Oh, they definitely do.
All right, Sean, you're going to break the tie 9 minutes in.
This one was close, but I gave it to the Tick because I feel like the Tick is just more like a sought-out collectible item, and Teen Titans Go is just, even though they are still selling and making money, it's just kind of, I'd rather have the older Robins than the baby Robins.
Gotcha.
Not my type of toy line, and then, like I said, the Tick is just more collectible and
because you can find it. It's easier. Like a lot of vintage toy stores have a lot of Tick merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily sell at like a high price.
Yeah.
Especially like their basic figures, they go for like 10, 15. And I don't have any of them because it's just like if they're only going to sell for like 10 or 15 bucks, I ain't going to be able to make any money off them.
Right.
But all right, they're up 2-0. One more and then they sweep. We go to fan base. Who had the bigger fan base, Sean?
I gave this one to Teen Titans Go just because of like who they are and the network they're on. And I mean, it's definitely a devoted kids show.
Yeah.
And, so I gave it to them solely because of that.
All right. Eric, go ahead.
I agree with Sean. Surprise. There you go, Sean. I agreed with you.
Yeah. All right. Dave?
Yeah, Teen Titans Go definitely has a larger fan base here. More dedicated fan base because they are targeting children. So I feel like, they're captivating those children and becoming fans for the Teen Titans at a regular pace.
Right. All right. So, Teen Titans Go is Teen Titans Go is not going to get swept. And I've just been told.
I was going to say, who's popular?
Huh?
Who's popping off over there?
That would be me. Basically, I'm being told that Teen Titans Go is actually my cousin's favorite show. So,
I'm sorry that he never watched the original.
Yeah. So, all right. Teen Titans Go is not going to get swept, but they still are in danger of losing this next category. It is originality. Who had the more original concept? Eric, you turned your camera off. That means I'm starting with you.
I went with Teen Titans. I feel like between the two, I think with Tick, I think there's more. I don't think that there was it wasn't original. Between the
All
two,
right.
I went with Teen Titans.
Dave?
I went with the Tick. I feel like Teen Titans Go was literally a copy and paste of Teen Titans, their exact heroes, kind of, just a smaller version of them of when they were children or whatnot. But they already had existing characters, whereas
Right.
the Tick, I feel like it was more of a like parody of the superhero genre, like a absurdist satire type deal.
Yeah.
So to me, that was a little bit more original than the Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, like it is basically he is a parody of superhero. There was another show going on at the time that was kind of doing the exact same thing, that being
Okay.
Freakazoid.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you look at both,
They're anti-hero shows in a way.
huh?
They're almost like anti-heroes.
Yeah, because they're both extremely stupid.
Yep.
But Sean, go ahead.
I have the Tick winning this one. I think, like Dave already said, Teen Titans was just kind of like a copy and paste of Teen Titans, or Teen Titans Go copied Teen Titans. And they just kind of kept that same premise. So I don't think that was very original as much as it was just dumbed down. And with the Tick, you didn't really have.
Really original.
Well, anyway, with the Tick, you didn't really have like that type of superhero show at the time. It was always more like X-Men or DC type, and they were more serious at the time.
Yeah.
So I think this was also original because it kind of focused on one of those, just kind of like a side piece character, and like hero.
Yeah.
Compared to all the others, so I thought it was just good, and it was funny. It was almost like a precursor of like Deadpool.
Where would you have gone on this one, Doug?
Originality.
Yep.
So I do agree because Teen Titans Go is just basically kind of a more humorous attempt
Yeah.
at Teen Titans.
Right.
And it's kind of hard because I do kind of look at the Tick and Freakazoid as kind of being like the same parody of being a superhero.
Right.
So
Yep.
only because Teen Titans Go is a parody of Teen Titans. So I'm almost kind of just saying I would edge towards Teen Titans Go just because Teen Titans Go really isn't anything like the regular Teen Titans. It's just a dumber down version. So that's what we get my vote. Only because the Tick and Freakazoid came out at the same time. And I feel like those shows were just way too similar. So
That's fair.
Do you know which one came out first, the Tick or Freakazoid?
Same year.
Same year.
Yeah, they both came. They were both out.
So wouldn't it be original then in its own concept because it didn't really have Freakazoid to look at to mimic? They kind of did it at the same time frame. So it's not like they're like, hey, look at how they did this. Let's copy that idea and bring it into ours. They kind of just did it at the same time, and they're like, oh, okay.
I mean, well, first of all, it doesn't matter because the Tick won anyway.
Yeah, no, I was just, talking about the topic. That's all.
Yeah. But no, I think just because like it both came out at the same time, it doesn't matter like if they had it was both the same premise. Same premise, same concept. Two idiot superheroes that thought they were saving the world and they weren't. And you had Teen Titans Go, who was, it was a comical version of Teen Titans.
Oh my god, this game's over.
I'm just gonna exit out of the watching that game. By the way.
Yeah, probably a good idea. So all right,
Yep.
the Tick is going to win
All
a
right,
3-1. They're gonna get 20 points, and just like Denver's about to get 7.
Damn.
So we might actually get more people watching this show now because of how bad the Bills are doing.
Yeah, turn off the Bills. Turn us on.
Yeah. But all right. So Tick is going to win 3-1. They're going to get 20 points. Teen Titans Go is not going to lose anything, so they're going to stay right where they're at. Now we move on to Samurai Pizza Cats versus the Exo Squad. Both 1-0 with 30 points. If there's a sweep here, then they go. Then whoever does the sweeping will move on. Will move into that upper echelon. Samurai Pizza Cats in the division of Joshua Allen, who I'm sure could probably actually play a better game than the Josh Allen who's playing right now.
You ain't kidding, man.
Damn.
He's playing like a bum. And
Yeah,
maybe I'm
it
getting
is.
yelled at again.
That hurts me to say.
Uh,
Hurts me to agree with you on that statement, but it is true right now.
yeah.
That's my soul.
So, all right. And so, Samurai Pizza Cats in the division of Joshua Allen and Exo Squad in the division of Sky Zim. We start with humor as the opening category. Which show had better humor? And Sean, you're going to start.
Samurai Pizza Cats for sure. Definitely a lot more humorous. A lot just a lot more humorous. Exo Squad had its moments,
Exactly.
but not like it was just like very dull type humor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going with Samurai Pizza Cats here. I think they had intentional humor, and it was good at times.
Okay, Eric.
And I felt like they consistently
Yeah, I
broke
agree with
like
you
the
guys.
fourth
It's
wall.
not even close.
Yeah. They get so they're going to win this first category. They're 2 away from a sweep. So it could happen. What if like in some strange world Samurai Pizza Cats wins this entire series?
We have the power. Listen, if one of the
That would be
states in the
funny.
country can get away with $1 billion fraud, we can get away with fixing a tournament.
Yeah.
Not on my life.
Well,
But all right.
at least they
Like,
held
I
them
can
to a
see
field goal.
Samurai Pizza Cats beating and sweeping Naruto.
Now you just lying to yourself. Seeing what you trying
I
to
think
do.
David would.
Like, I don't even see why Naruto Shippuden's in this tournament. They can't compete.
Okay, moving on. Thank God we can't see Dave's face right now.
How's your favorite show holding up?
All right.
What?
How's your favorite shows holding up?
Oh, I don't care.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Rocket Power.
A lot of my favorite shows are in the hole, and you don't see me complaining. Only when Batman loses to animes. All right. We move on now to merch is the next category. And the funny thing is that Samurai Pizza Cats last year, and I kind of credit us for this, even though we really had nothing to do with it. But we had Samurai Pizza Cats in the cartoon classic last year. It did horrible in a battle. A week after we covered it in a battle, in a group league battle, they announced that they were having a video game come out this year. And they made the announcement on the 35th anniversary of when the show was released. So they still have merch to this day. EXOSQUAD has very valuable action figures, but who had the better merchandise, Eric?
I went with Pizza Cats. Just because of the video game. I think the video games do sell, and from what I read, I think they sold a little bit more merch.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, Eric's completely wrong. I think Exo Squad takes this category because they were more relevant or they had better merch sales at the time of the shows being like relevant.
Okay.
And I just really wanted to say Eric was wrong.
I guess whatever.
That's all. He's not wrong.
Well,
I just wanted to say.
I guess my research was wrong.
No, your research was probably right. I think Sean just wanted to make this a more compelling battle.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out whose research was right because he's breaking the tie.
Okay, well, yeah. So,
Hold on. He has to pull up Google.
no, I know who I'm picking.
He's
I'm
gotta look
picking
at
the
his
one.
notes. He doesn't have to look at Google.
I'm picking the one that has more of a vintage to its merchandise, and that's going to be Exo Squad. Samurai Pizza Cats has sold more merchandise. It definitely has high-end collectibles, figures, model kits, and so on and so forth. They definitely sold more merch, but I think Exo Squad has more valuable vintage merchandise.
Fair enough. All right. Nobody's sweeping. Which it's kind of sad now that you think about it. All right, we move on to fan base. Who had the bigger fan base, Dave?
I think I'm going to go with Samurai Pizza Cats. I think it has more active, nostalgic fan base. And, it still has some relevance to this date.
Right, especially with a video game coming out.
Yep.
All right, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Dave. For the research I did, it slightly towards Pizza Cat. That's because there is a video game coming out.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, Samurai Pizza Cats. I think their fan base is just more dedicated.
All right. Originality is up next. Who had the more original concept? This one might be a little harder than you think. So, Sean, you're going to start.
I gave this one to Samurai Pizza Cats.
Okay.
Because to me, EXOSQUAD is just kind of fell in the realms of like X-Men and like, you know, all the shows kind of like that at that time.
Yeah.
And Samurai Pizza Cats was kind of like one of the forerunners of the anime world.
Forerunners
It might have sucked, but at least it was like a decent attempt at something new.
Yeah. The only thing is that because of like, you know, the pizza, everybody's just like, oh, well, this is another, like, they're kind of ripping off Ninja Turtles because they like pizza, and they're not ninjas or samurais, which are kind of the same thing.
Samurais in robotic suits.
Yeah. So, but it's a more futuristic Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
But Dave, go ahead.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Sean here. I went with Samurai Pizza Cats as well. I think they were a little more original in their execution. Also, the English dub didn't have any working scripts, so the writers made up entirely new dialogue for that as well. So I thought that was pretty interesting, learning that as I researched about them. But yeah, I'm picking Samurai Pizza Cats here.
Alrighty. All right, Eric?
Yeah, I agree with these guys. Because you don't usually see cats being in this. I feel like it's like one of the first ones like this with cats.
So you think this is one of the first action shows with cats?
Like, I mean, I'm trying to say like
You not remember Thundercats?
Oh, duh, yeah.
All right, he's a professional, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Samurai Pizza Cats wins it 3-1. I think I'm gonna have to put Samurai Pizza Cats against Thundercats now.
Do it. I
Yeah.
know which one's winning that one.
I know which one. I know which one I'm going to get punched in the face for if they don't win. So, all right, Samurai Pizza Cats is going to win it 3-1. They're going to get 20 points, so no sweep. No sweeps have happened. So EXOSQUAD's not going to lose any points here. Samurai Pizza Cats does get 20. They move to 2-0. We move on to our anime battle of the evening. It's 7 Deadly Sins, 1-0, 30 points in the division of Stephanie Cannell, taking on Solo Leveling, 1-0, 30 points in the division of Bobby Lovewell. If there's a sweep, whoever sweeps moves into that upper echelon. We'll see. No promises made. We start with humor. Dave, your genre, your specialty, your turn.
I'm going with 7 Deadly Sins here. I just thought it had a high amount of humor in this, including like banter, situational humor, some antics of some of the characters like Bon and Meliodas when they get in their little, what would you say? Like kind of like a sparring match, you would say, because Bon's immortal and Meliodas has the full counter, so he can just counter whatever he throws at him. So I found those kind of funny because, they're just talking crazy and like, is that all you got? And, having fun with it. And there's some moments, that are like serious moments, but then like they'll say something and it just makes you crack up a little bit. So I feel like Solo Leveling is more dark and more serious.
Right.
Not a lot of room for humor.
All right. Sean.
Yeah, I agree. I found myself watching or laughing more at Seven Deadly Sins than I was at Solo Leveling.
You know, which, by the way, with a name like Seven Deadly Sins, you would not expect a lot of humor.
No, you wouldn't. It totally is like a contradiction of the show. Like, oh, Seven Deadly Sins, this is going to be dark, and then it's just not.
It's pretty lighthearted.
It's super, like, I think it's just very well produced.
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be like, you know, going into like a theater to watch a Keanu Reeves movie, thinking, oh, this is going to be action packed. He's going to kick a lot of ass, and it just turns out that he rents a room from Nathan Lane or somebody in the movie, and it's more of like a, you know, a fucking like buddy like comedy, which you would not expect. But
he's playing Vin Diesel in the pacifier type deal.
Yeah,
but without the action.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. I just found it just a little more humor.
By the way, for people out there watching this, no, there is not a movie where Keanu Reeves is renting an apartment from Nathan Lane. At least not yet. Now, if there are network executives listening to this thing, you might want to think about that. That's comedy. Kind of. Anyway, all right. We move on to the next category, which is merch. Who did better in merchandise, Sean?
this one was hard, but I gave this one also to Seven Deadly Sins. I just think that show's more popular, and everything I saw, like, between their merch, I mean, yeah, I just found everything more and better than at Seven Deadly Sins than Solo Leveling.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But.
Yeah, Eric, go ahead. I already called that.
I thought you called David.
Biscuit, speak.
Yeah, I went with Solo Leveling. From the research I did, it just seemed that they sold more.
All right.
Probably wrong here.
All right, Dave, who's actually wrong?
See, the thing is, they're both technically right in their own way. Because Seven Deadly Sins, it does have strong historical traditional sales, but I'm going with Solo Leveling here. It's just got the high current growth, global popularity. In its first 3 months of its release, it surpassed 100 million in gross in revenue alone, and that's in the first 3 months of its release. It's well past that now. I think it's also officially the most watched anime on Crunchyroll in 2025 as well. So it's got high demand. It also has like Funko Pops, apparel like hoodies, jackets. It's got a ton of retail, much as well as so does Seven Deadly Sins. I just don't think they're as highly demanded and as popular as Solo Leveling is currently.
Okay, fair enough. All right, no sweep. So again, it's like well, not necessarily that we've promised, but we've kind of hyped it up to where there could possibly be sweeps here, and we get nothing. That's that's usually how a lot of guys usually do their when they go online to like these dating sites, and they basically send them a picture of their hot looking brother. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is how I look. This is how I look. And then you show up and you look like me. All right. We move on to fan
catfishing.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the word at the time, but yeah. So we've basically catfished people into thinking that that we're going to have some exciting stuff here. All right. We move on to fan base. Who had the bigger fan base, Dave?
I'm gonna go with Solo Leveling here. It's got a more active, more dominant fan base than Seven Deadly Sins does. Seven Deadly Sins, I feel like, has a less active, older fan base. Because it is a little bit of an older anime. Um, so Solo Leveling's more current. It's got great animation and so on and so forth. So it's got great global engagement. It's This is like the peak of anime for the world, I feel, because like more people are getting into anime than they ever have. So I feel like because this is a newer anime, it has great animation, good story, and whatnot, that it just has a lot of active fans, and it's continuing growing.
Okay. All right, Eric.
Yeah, I from the research I did, and it just has more of a. I agree with Dave. Solo leveling.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, Solo Leveling.
All right, Solo Leveling, one away from a victory and one away from 20 points. We move on to originality. Who had the more original concept? Eric, you're starting.
This one close. I give the edge Seven Deadly Sins. I feel like because it's the older one, so I feel like that has more originality.
All right. All right, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going with Seven Deadly Sins here too. I feel like the story um, revolves around like a group of powerful branded knights based on the seven deadly sins. I think that's a pretty unique concept. They got unique elements. I feel in some case like the rigid leveling systems found in most modern animes or like dungeon stories. I feel like they focus more on like the magical abilities, the races of like the trolls, the giants, the fairies, and whatnot. I think that's pretty unique. Solo leveling, I just feel like it's it's just it's new. It's got great animation, but it's not totally original. So because I just feel like they have a lot of concepts from different animes put into their anime. I feel like because it's a newer anime, they've had time to look at all these animes and really get concepts from them and how to make their own story. So I'm going with Seven Deadly Sins.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, I also went with Seven Deadly Sins almost for that same exact reason. It looked like, Solo Leveling kind of mimicked all the other animes with the darkness and stuff like that. So
Yep.
Seven Deadly Sins is just, I don't know, it's ordinary, not so ordinary. I don't know how to really explain it.
All right. So we're tied at 2-2. Something the Bills aren't going to be able to say. They're not going to be able to say that they're tied. They had an opportunity and they gave the ball right back to Denver. All right. Tied 2-2. We move on to this last category. Both shows are going to get points no matter what. We move on to animation. Sean, I'm going to start with you because I'm pretty sure Dave is punching a wall right now.
I gave this one to Seven Deadly Sins. I think just the flow, the art style, and the attention to detail is good. Solo Leveling is good. It's just a little too dark in some areas. So,
all right, Dave no, Eric. Did you want to go next?
Yeah, because I disagree with Sean. I went with Solo leveling. Okay. Because it's newer and I just liked it better.
All right. Dave, I kind of knew where you were going, but your boyfriend decided to take the first shot, so you get to go next.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Solo Leveling here. It's praised for its animation. It's often compared to top tier animes like Jujutsu Kaisen as well for their dynamic, well paced, highly detailed visual effects during their anime. Seven Deadly Sins. After season 3 and onwards, it's very noticeable. The animation quality drops. It's very noticeable. Their animation isn't consistent, but it's a great show. Besides the animation, I feel that's the only diss I have on Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay.
But Solo Leveling, I feel, takes this.
All right. Very good. Yeah. I know you were gonna do the blow, but or I know you were gonna disagree with him too. But Eric's just like, no, I get to nut tap him first.
That's fine.
I think he was going to agree with.
Because he
I
was
get-
getting ready. He was getting ready to say it. Then you raised your hand because
Oh,
you know you raised your hand because I'm pretty sure you heard him talking, and your gimmick is to interrupt everybody on all the podcasts that you do.
oh.
So that's why that's how I knew, because I could hear him in the background going, "Oh no, oh no."
But I get Sean's reasoning. Like, Solo Leveling is a little darker of an anime, but it's also because the tone is more serious.
Yeah.
So I feel like they fit pretty good into the concepts that they were doing.
All
But
right.
I do think they're on par with JJK though with their animation.
What, Solo Leveling?
Yeah, I think they're on par with Jujutsu Kaisen with their animation.
All righty. All right. So Solo Leveling is going to win this 3-2. They get 10 points. Seven Deadly Sins gets 5. We move on to the main event. SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron, taking on Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Captain Planet and the Planeteers 1-0, 20 points in the division of Matthew Gore. SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron, in the division of Elizabeth Yee, 1-0, 30 points. If they sweep, big if they sweep, then they move into that upper echelon. Now, the funny thing about this is, yes, SWAT Cats is in Elizabeth Yee's division, but she also happens to be a big fan of Captain Planet. I know this because when we did Captain Planet in the Cartoon Classic and I talked crap about it, she wanted to punch me in the face. So so either way, no matter who loses, I'm pretty sure next time I see her, I'm getting kicked somewhere I don't want to get kicked, which is why I don't hang out really with that group anymore. I tell them I'd rather do the podcast instead. All right. So the first category is humor. Who had the better humor, Sean?
I gave this one to SWAT Cats. I think they're just the character dynamic was funnier, and Captain Planet and the Planeteers was just very dull.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion.
All right. Eric?
Yeah, I went with SWAT Cats. I don't think there was that much humor in Captain Planet because it was more of a serious show.
Okay. All right, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I went with SWAT Cats. I thought between the two main characters, T-Bone and Razor, I thought they were pretty witty and sarcastic. So it was I don't think Captain Planet and the Planeteers had too much humor in it.
Yeah, no.
If it was kind of like cheesy pun type deal.
Yeah. All right. SWAT Cats is up 1-0. They're 2 away from the sweep. We move on to merchandise. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Both shows had their fair share of merchandise. Obviously, Captain Planet had the longer run, which I'll get into in when we get the fan base and especially the controversy there. But both shows had their fair, and especially in the action figure market, if you look for action figures of both shows, you're gonna be spending some money. Because both shows, action figures and merchandise are very valuable. Obviously, SWAT Cats, because of how they ended.
They were canceled, right? Because
they were canceled because
violent.
Jane Fonda thought that they were too violent for kids.
Yeah. Okay.
The same woman who, in a movie about 11 years ago, at 65 years old, basically had no problem trying to show her tits. So by the way, I think she had trouble trying to show him or anyway, I'm not really gonna. I'm gonna stop myself there. But she thought it was too violent, so she told her husband Ted Turner, because it was a Turner production, because they owned Hanna-Barbera at that time. So
Right.
she told her husband, "This show has to go." A lot of people were not happy. A lot of people were upset about the fact that the show being canceled because it had gained quite the following. So, Ted Turner, he didn't stay married too long to Jane Fonda after that. He finally saw the light. And then, unfortunately, he put WCW on national television. So the light quickly went away. But, all right. Who gets the edge in merch, Sean?
I gave this to SWAT Cats because even though they're both very highly priced, I think the SWAT Cats merch is just cooler.
Yeah, if you look at the figures, and I forget who did SWAT Cats figures. I know Captain Planet was done by Tiger, who was mostly known for their electronics. But SWAT Cats was done by somebody kind of big. I just can't remember who. But
I'll find out in 1 second.
all right. But Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I went the opposite. I went with Captain Planet. The research I did on eBay, both highly priced figures, but I feel like Captain Planet has more merch. Just slightly,
All right.
very slightly.
All right, Dave, go ahead. You're going to break the tie.
This is tough because I'm either going with the one that either sold more or has the more limited but more expensive merch.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going with the more expensive one. Just because I'm going with SWAT Cats here. I'm just going with that because it was a limited original run. So like their produced figures are super rare to find and they're expensive. Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, Captain Planet. I mean, there you could find those pretty accessibly. Some of them are a little pricier than others. But I feel like they're not as pricey as what you would see on SWAT Cats. I mean, looking at some of their figures, some people are asking for crazy amounts. So yeah, and it's a lot harder to find. They're more rare.
Yeah, I've never seen SWAT Cat figures like out in the wild, so to speak. And that's that's toy collector jargon.
Yeah, but Captain Planet does have higher sales and broader merch.
Yeah,
that I do agree on.
Hey, Sean, did you find out who made SWAT Cats?
No, everything that popped up was like eBay, Amazon. It wasn't understanding the question I was asking.
All right, hold on.
I even typed in what company produced this, and it's like, you want it eBay? Oh, look, here's a place you can design your own. That's not what I'm asking.
Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. Oh, Remco. They're very high end. They did the old American Wrestling Association figures back in the day, and those things are crazy money. So that's a very high end company. So all right, SWAT Cats has a 2-0 win here, one away from the sweep, but we move on to fan base. And again, this is kind of difficult. Captain Planet had a 6-year run.
Mm-hmm.
SWAT Cats went 2 seasons, but they were in a lot of people's eyes because the show was very popular. They were prematurely canceled.
Yep, I agree.
By somebody who was sticking their nose in business that really did not concern them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mind if I go first?
Please do.
Okay. I'm going with SWAT Cats here. I just feel like they had more passionate fan base, more loyal fan base. Their comic book,
kidding.
their comic book alone, they had the setting a record for the highest funded single issue comic campaign of all time. For a single issue. I feel like Captain Planet, you would pick that because it has a wider name of recognition and mainstream nostalgia. But if you're picking loyalty, I would pick SWAT Cats.
All right.
If you're looking for passionate and loyalty, and I'm going with that.
Yeah, because there was quite the outrage, and I learned it. I already kind of knew, but I learned this when I listened to Cartoon Dumpster Dive, and I went into it because people were not happy. People really liked this show.
Yeah, and I was seeing a lot of that on like Reddit posts, Twitter posts, and stuff like that. I was seeing some posts like that.
Yeah. All right, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I went with SWAT Cats. Just slightly, I think they both have good fan bases. I do think Captain Planet has a loyal fan base too.
Yeah.
But with the outrage of what happened, I just think from the fan base, I give it slight edge to SWAT Cat.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, I gave it to SWAT Cats too. Just the fan base seems more devoted.
Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, they were not happy because, and again, it was canceled for being too violent for a kids' cartoon. And the thing is that action cartoons were becoming the thing. You had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you had Street Sharks, Biker Mice from Mars, X-Men the Animated Series, among many others. Even Captain Planet was an action cartoon. So it was a premature cancellation. SWAT Cats is going to get the sweep. They get the sweep.
I didn't see that coming.
I thought it was going to be a lot closer than what it was.
I thought Captain Planet was going to win.
Yeah. I mean, judging by how we usually do things, I would have almost expected Captain Planet to sweep.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed watching the SWAT Cats more.
No, it's a good show.
Yeah, it was way more entertaining to me. Captain Planet, I feel like the reason why it's so fun to some of us is because they played it in school here and there in some classes, and it was like a mainstream show. So like it was constantly rerun on certain stations or whatnot.
Yeah, and by the way, it's popular because they had mainstream people voicing the characters.
Oh, for sure.
Whoopi Goldberg, Meg Ryan, Jeff Goldblum, John Ratzenberger, who was Cliff on Cheers. Among, I know there's a
voice acting.
Well, yeah, if they would have got voice acting, then obviously Captain Planet probably would have won.
Yeah.
But all right, so SWAT Cats: A Radical Squadron is show number 10 to make it up into that upper echelon. So they
They're the only ones that got the sweep.
Huh?
They're the only ones that got the sweep.
Yeah, today in today's show, yeah.
Yep.
So, all right.
I did not see that.
But yeah, so SWAT Cats: A Radical Squadron joins the likes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Muppet Babies, Mighty Ducks the Animated Series, Magic School Bus, Elf the Animated Series, 16, Real Ghostbusters, Samurai Champloo, Black Butler, and now we have SWAT Cats up in there. So 10 shows are up in an upper echelon of 60 points. So having the most points up there very well could have more coming up this week, as Animated Showdown will be airing Wednesday afternoon during lunchtime. And here is the lineup. Johnny Quest is going to take on the Archie Show. By the way, if Johnny Quest gets the sweep, they're up in the upper echelon. We're going to have the Boondocks take on Archer. Boondocks same situation. If they sweep, they're in the upper echelon. We're going to have Life with Louie take on Fillmore. Ben 10's going to take on Gravity Falls. By the way, Ben 10, same situation. They sweep. They're in the upper echelon. And the main event is going to be the Pink Panther show taking on the Super Friends. Next week for Animated Hour of Power, I will be filling in as a judge because Dave is being a good husband and taking the missus out for a birthday dinner. So I will be judging next week. But next week we have Naruto Next Generations taking on Devilman Crybaby. The Marvelous Adventures of Flapjack taking on Bobby's World. By the way, if Marvelous Adventures of Flapjack gets the sweep, they move into that upper echelon. And if Bobby's World gets swept, they move to the bottom tier. Gravedale High taking on Star Wars Droids. And the main event is going to be Brave Star taking on DuckTales. So make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Make sure also to join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/When Tunes Combine. You can also make sure to like and subscribe to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast this Friday night. We are finally, we've had some issues over the last couple of weeks trying to do this. We were under the weather yesterday, but this Friday is finally going to be the 2025 year-end awards. We've been promising it for a couple weeks. It's finally going to get done. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to Money E's Unscripted Sports Show on YouTube.
Yep.
You're going to find Sean on TCAX Reaper. Make sure to join the TCA community and become a part of something special. They only make you put baby oil on at least once or twice a month, so you don't have to do that all the time. I made sure.
Let's go.
All
Look
right.
at your TV, Dutchie.
I did. Don't worry. I'm looking.
Woo!
That end, I could actually see the look on it. I can actually kind of see a little bit of reflection in Eric's glasses, so I can see something going on.
Let's go, baby. Go Bills.
All right. Make sure to follow the Wildcard Dave on Twitch at TCX Godsent 95. By the way, you'll find Sean TCX Reaper on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, and Kick. And also make sure to subscribe to the Dizzle 97 YouTube channel and join the Twitch. And follow and like and subscribe to the Stabcast YouTube channel with Dangle and Mindy. We'll see everybody Wednesday for Animated Hour of Power. Come on, Buffalo, pull this one out of your tushies.
Everyone have a good one. Let's go Buffalo.
Yep.